Alright, imagine you're a professional basketball player in the WNBA. You're training daily with all-stars, getting coached by experts, but here's the twist. You can only play in 12 games all season. That's the reality of developmental contracts, arguably the most fascinating experiment in women's sports right now. And honestly, it's way more impactful than most people realize. Let's rewind. Before this system, if a WNBA team had an injury, they'd scramble to find a replacement who'd maybe never met the team. Now, they've got players already embedded in the culture, learning the playbook, and ready to step in. But here's what's really interesting. This isn't just about injury insurance. It's reshaping how talent develops in the league. I mean, think about it. How many male athletes get to practice with NBA pros before earning a roster spot? The WNBA's doing the same, but with a unique twist. Take Maddy Westbeld, for example. She's grinding through drills with the Chicago Sky, getting feedback from coaches, then sitting on the bench in street clothes. On paper, it's a stipend and travel benefits. But from my perspective, this is genius. These players aren't just improving their jump shots. They're soaking up intangibles like locker room dynamics, recovery routines, and mental preparation. Tyler Marsh, the Sky's coach, nailed it when he said development isn't just court time. It's the entire experience. And that's something no highlight reel can capture. But here's where it gets tricky. The 12-game limit feels arbitrary. Coaches like Marsh admit it's a tiny sample size. What if a player peaks at game 13? What if a team's chemistry shifts? And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. This system exists partly because the WNBA still struggles with roster size constraints. Jeff Pagliacca called it a safety net. But isn't that a backhanded compliment? It's progress, sure, but also a reminder of the league's financial realities. Then there's the ripple effect. Alissa Pili went from 3 7-day contracts to a developmental deal. That's not just her story, it's a blueprint. Players like Pili are proving that when opportunities arise, they'll seize them. Her 13-point game after Rickea Jackson's injury? That's the moment this system earns its credibility. But here's the deeper question. Is 12 games enough to create more Pili's? Or is the league just dipping its toe into what could be a transformative player development engine? And let's zoom out. With the WNBA expanding to 50 games by 2027, this debate will explode. More games mean more wear and tear, which means more reliance on developmental players. But will the league adjust the rules? Should they? From my seat, the answer's obvious. Treat this like the NBA's G League, but with WNBA-specific DNA. Let these players become the league's version of two-way contracts, flexible, growth-focused, and tied to long-term sustainability. So what's the takeaway? Developmental contracts are more than a roster trick. They're a cultural shift. They're about proving that women's sports can innovate without losing their soul. And honestly, isn't that what we all want to see? Growth that feels earned, not forced. What's your take? Drop your thoughts below. Let's debate this out.